I think he can hear you, Ray.
Don't move. It won't hurt you.
I feel the need for speed. Ow! No. So together we're the Three Amigos.
Right here. Stop. Batman, what happened? Are you okay?
He slimed me.
It's getting hot in here. Is it just me?
No, go past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Hello and welcome to After the Weekend. I am R2, joined by my two wonderful co-hosts. Introduce yourself, fellas.
You made it sound like you were just gonna say the names. We're gonna be like, "Hey, what's up, guys?"
Nope, I want to throw you guys through a loop.
Hi, I am Beard Facet. It's not pronounced Beard Face. It's Beard Facet.
Okay.
Oh.
I thought it was ATW eye candy.
All right, who changed that?
I thought you were the Troy McClure of YouTube.
That's what I was going to leave it as.
I don't know. Something happened in the background.
That was weird. I don't know.
So, yeah.
And who
Welcome,
are you,
everyone.
you goofy goober?
What?
I said, who are you, you goofy goober?
Oh, I am JT Gunn here on After the Weekend, and I'm excited to review our next movie of our February, and we're the rom-com on ATW. So,
yeah, three hetero dudes reviewing rom-coms.
Yeah, well, me and Beard have already done one movie.
I know, This is my first one of the month. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, and you should
be.
Because if you don't, you could end up like Ned.
Hey, Phil? Hey, Phil Connors.
Ned?
Yeah, all I gotta say is I love that photo of Ryan. I need to find a good meme where I can use that picture and then Cannoli when Cannoli's breakdancing as Boba Fett.
That could work.
Those just two best pictures of people right there.
Welcome everyone. We're reviewing movies, rom-coms of the past. So we are doing that for February. And we did Groundhog's Day multiple times.
Yeah.
So much so, me and Beard forgot the rest of the show. We just kept stumbling. Oh my gosh, that was if you haven't seen our Groundhog Day review, please go back and rewatch it.
I leave for 1 week, and this is what happens.
Man, it was chaos.
And then I went and did it again Tuesday.
Yeah, and the raccoons attacked Jacob. He was in and out of the stream.
It was crazy.
We're stumbling on our words because we just kept doing the same thing over and over.
So Beard knows the definition of insanity all too well.
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh wait, you're gonna write that
nuts.
time code down, aren't you?
It was very nuts. What's up, Ubaldo? Good to see you.
What's up, buddy?
Miss
There we go.
Yeah, good to see you. Rom-coms. And then we've got. Speaking of Jacob,
Hey, Jacob.
Howdy, Jacob.
Good to see you. Yeah, Selma Hayek. Yeah, she's smoking.
Brandon
Anyway,
Keeshney.
and she still is.
Still, yes.
I mean, I think she's 60. I think so.
I wish she was my grandma.
What?
Just somebody was drinking his soda there. And thought maybe I could get him just spraying everywhere.
Way to go.
That nearly went bad, really bad.
I was waiting for it too, to go over your camera and everything.
It would have been disgusting. It would have been out the nose, down the beard. Oh.
Yeah, we would have used that clip on something.
I bet. Anyway,
we can still use that clip. Let me write that one down again too. Let's see. All right.
I don't think he actually writes these down. I think he's pretending. Anyways, Fools Rush In is what we're doing tonight. So this one has it's special to me as well. I don't know about you. Was this a first watch for you, Beard? You're always the first
of
watcher
course.
here. Okay.
I mean, I've never been a rom-com guy, and between the three of us, I'm the single dude, so I don't.
Right.
Most guys, but I don't really watch these unless somebody says, "Hey, you should watch this," and then I might. But
I mean, it's good for single dudes to watch rom-coms every now and then.
I don't know. I have opinions. We'll get to those.
So you kind of have an idea how to act sometimes around ladies. It kind of preps you, just so you know.
Tells you what not to do
and what to do. So that's the reason they exist. So yeah.
What you really need to do is hire somebody that's written a rom-com and you have them talk to you in a little tiny earpiece.
Ooh.
Yeah. Rick, was this you've seen this before, right?
Oh, I've seen this a bunch.
Yeah, this was like the go-to movie when we were in high school. Like if you had a girlfriend in high school, this was the movie you watched multiple times.
This was at the height of Friends popularity when this
it was, and
came out.
Later on in the show, I was going to go over some. It's pretty amazing how many movies some of the Friends people have done during their height of their career. I think because that show was so successful, right? I mean, I think it was like the first show where all cast members got $1 million. But they were not. They were also doing movies at the same time, and you don't normally see that. No, all of them were.
All of them did, and
some of them were doing better movies.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll get into it later. We'll dedicate our time to this, but this show was a special show, unlike any others, and it's pretty wild.
And then Salma Hayek was coming. I mean, this was definitely like the start of her popularity because she did Desperado and From Dusk Till Dawn, and
she wasn't a vampire in this one.
She was not a vampire. Yeah. Now,
vampire or not, I'm on board.
Before we begin, I mean, it's a very sad thought that Matthew Perry is no longer with us, and I did find this. Salma Hayek's kind of comment on that, just because they really enjoyed making the film together. And she had said, "My friend, you are gone much too soon, but I will continue to cherish your silliness, your perseverance, and your lovely heart."
Man, he was really skinny in this movie too.
yeah, he was very, very skinny.
I mean, you can tell they definitely they played off each other well.
Yeah,
they
had the right chemistry for the movie. It worked. It really did.
It did. I remember when this was getting advertised though too. I mean, this was all over the place. And I'm going to play this clip probably earlier than what I was wanting to, but like me and my dad and my brother would crack up at this every time they showed the preview, because this clip would be in there and it was this moment.
Alex, this is Chewie.
Chewie, hi. Luke Skywalker. How are you? Sorry, you probably get that a lot.
That is the only thing from this film I remembered when I watched it recently.
What?
Yeah.
What?
But, I mean, that probably was the most memorable moment. Like I said, I mean, it was that showed off heavily, but
well, he had a lot of his sarcastic one-liners in this movie.
Very ad-libbed. I mean, he was very much Chandler Bing in this film.
Or he was Matthew Perry, like we talked about last week on Groundhog Day. We're pretty sure Bill Murray. That was Bill Murray in that movie.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
He was fun in this movie. He was very fun. Mr. Perry was very fun. But there's a lot of other good moments.
I like that top picture in the top corner where she's wearing the ass donut on her head.
Oh, yeah. She is. It matches what she's wearing. I didn't even think about it.
I know, yeah. When he steps in the cactus.
Yeah, Lucy, you've got some Spaining to do.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I laughed at that scene just because I'm like, everybody's got shotguns, and there was one guy with a bolt action rifle. I'm like, somebody was one shotgun too short for that scene. Alrighty. And then it's kind of funny. The movie starts off, you see them kind of like they're in completely opposite ends of the world. She's in central Mexico, and he's in New York. And
well, she's in Vegas too.
Yeah, but it starts off though with her, when we have our first appearance of her, she's in central Mexico.
But she lives in Vegas.
She does live in Vegas, but her heart is kind of in just rural of wherever. Like, she is definitely like anti-big city.
Yeah, he meets her in Vegas because he's there to do a club. So
yeah,
but he is from New York, and she is from small village Mexico.
Yes, I'm not going to try to pronounce where she was at in Mexico.
Tarula or Tambula.
It started with an X. It's probably pronounced with a Z.
I'm sure.
I have a cousin lives down there, and I'm still not even going to try.
But and then how they meet at the restaurant, and there's a line to go to the bathroom, and she tries to trick him into letting her get in front of him, even though
he doesn't seem. He's just kind of like going about his business, trying to just make a career out of himself in New York as a club builder, designer, nightclub. And she's very free-spirited. Literally makes decisions every day in that moment.
On the whim. Yeah.
And
there was a sign. It's all about the signs.
Right. And they meet, and they have a one-night stand. So
thank God it wasn't in the bathroom, but
no. But
yeah, she comes back like a month later.
3 months.
3 months.
3 months.
3 months. Okay.
Because she's 3 months pregnant. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Surprise.
And that's such a great scene too, because she's like I will respect whatever decision you make, and then she's like, and then she says she's gonna keep it, and he's like, what?
Well, I was gonna say
here you go. Here you go.
It is.
Go ahead and highlight Alex there.
Yeah.
So I was kind of hoping. I knew this was his favorite movie. He's told me this before, and I was like, dang, I should have told you weeks ago, but I totally forgot. But I was kind of hoping he would be on the show, but I'm glad he's able to pop in. But he is right. He has told me stories about his wife and him, and this is literally his life. This is how it got started. He told me that he literally moved to Las Vegas so he can find a Spanish lady like Selma Hayek.
Chicana.
Yeah.
I just hope, Alex, I just hope you made better decisions than this guy in the film, because he made some dumb choices.
Well, I just was going to say, I relate to the moment where she talks about, being pregnant and everything, and like his just fear and nervousness. Mm-hmm. Just because I think of an ex-girlfriend of mine who was like, we were getting ready to watch a movie. Could have been even this movie, for all I know, but like, just to tell you how long ago it was, I was getting ready to put a VHS tape in, and she's like, what would you do if we got pregnant? And I just went, I could not get a word out.
It's like,
she's like, no, I'm not pregnant. I just was asking. I was like,
yeah, you have to phrase those hypotheticals really specifically with us dudes.
Yeah.
We're going to jump to conclusions.
Really, Yeah. I do remember. I remember the scene that scene. It was when I rewatched it. I was like, always enjoyed that because he's like in the middle of like trying to make some deal with like some big real estate agent's wife, and he could be taking her out on the town, and then he finds out that he has a child, and he chases after her because she says she doesn't want him around. She just wanted to tell him, but he's been missing her, loving her, supposedly since he met her. So yeah. Oh, Ubaldo says VHS. What's that?
Yeah. It's
Ask your granddad.
I was gonna say it's kind of like a cassette tape, but bigger.
Yeah. And you stick it in your.
You just have one of those nearby?
I have a VHS.
Dude, I have a YouTube channel themed around 80s and 90s stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, having a VHS or behind you, JT, is one thing. Having a cassette tape sitting on your desk is a different thing.
He's got all kinds of stuff sit on his desk. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually pulled out a Spanish woman out of his desk. Like, that's what he has. Like,
no, I don't
What's
think
up,
Mrs.
buddy?
R2 would be too appreciative if I did that.
She's like his maid or something. I don't know.
But I was going to say, though, is the fact that he chases after her. I mean, it shows how much he cares about her and like does want to do the right thing, and isn't just like, oh, I got away scot-free. This lady doesn't want anything to do with me. And
yeah. So that same night, they rekindle. They actually get married. And
Elvis tries to make out with
I'm
his
sorry.
wife.
No, they go and meet his family.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And she spends like 3 hours telling him about the family, I feel like, before he tells her anything about himself.
Yeah, so they he goes and chases her down. She'll fine, come hang out with me. It's Sunday dinner, whatever. And they spend Sunday dinner. He meets everyone all at once. I'm talking the entire family on Sunday. And then that same evening, in the wee night of the hours, they get married in Vegas, which you can do. You can literally get married in any time in Vegas. And they end up getting married. So, and then the rest of the movie is basically them just learning about each other, like doing everything together and kind of learning some other things about each other that most married couples do. They just do it really quick.
There are some drastic differences, as in it wasn't as big of a family. There was no potential child involved and things like that. But I did date a Hispanic woman one time and met a bunch of family. And it wasn't all that dissimilar from how they greeted this guy in the film.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
I just want to know, how many times have you gotten married in the wee time in Vegas?
We don't need to talk about that.
No, just JT knew a lot about.
Oh,
there's a freaking wedding chapel around every corner in Vegas. All right, so we got some numbers, right? Is that what's up next?
We do, but no, like Beard said too. Like that's like Mrs. R2's family. Like get-togethers are like massively big like that. So I've been fortunate; they've all been really welcoming and nice to me. I didn't get any weird looks.
I got some weird looks and some weird questions that I don't necessarily want to talk about on stream.
Okay, let's just go do the numbers. Okay.
11, 92, 12.
So this movie came out in 97, and like I said, this was like came out when most of the other Friends cast members were also doing movies, and we're going to get into that later. But this was filmed in April and June of 1996.
I was going to say all of the male cast members of Friends early on did films, and then it was kind of after.
So you say that, but Jennifer Aniston was in Leprechaun.
But that was before Friends, though.
So,
but I'm talking about during their popularity of the show. Like that's kind of a common thing is they'll break off into film, and
I think they all were doing because you had Courtney Cox. Well, we'll get into it later. But anyways, we've got this. I didn't know this came out on Valentine's Day. Did you?
Yeah,
I forgot about that. I saw this on VHS, so I didn't see this.
Same thing. I didn't see it in the theaters either. For as much as it we saw the previews for it and like, oh, we need to go watch that. We didn't end up watching it until it came out on home video, and Beard didn't watch it until the other day. So
That's right.
But yeah,
Poor Beard.
I mean,
Hey, look, if somebody had shown me that opening with her floating down the river, I probably would have watched it.
Beard would have been like, "Let me go get my fishing pole."
Yeah, Beard would have been all on top of that one.
You said it, not me.
Well, I know I said it. That's why I said it. That's when you're supposed to click the clip, and you missed it. You missed it. You missed.
That's what she said.
You're so quick on all that stuff. I just
now you get all this.
This is what he does. He puts it in your hands for a second and goes, no, you failed. Here you go.
I know. Slacker. But yes, those of you in the chat, everybody throw out their guess for budget and box office. What they thought.
I don't think this was a high budget film. I'm going 10 million.
Oh, I was going to go less at 8 because I know Matthew Perry is going to be in, but Salma Hayek are going to be like a big part of the budget, but there wasn't much else.
Well,
there's
they had
a lot of
club.
stock footage of things, and there's a lot of on-site filming in Vegas. So I think it's probably 7 million.
I don't know, man. Elvis was in this movie.
His music was.
Yeah, that's right. There was a lot of Elvis music in this.
Okay, 8 million.
And they had to build a club.
Okay.
And Elvis was in this.
And by the way, that scene with the club where they're in that field, that field doesn't exist anymore. I believe that's where the T-Mobile hockey stadium is right now.
That's what got rid of the sign graveyard.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that
sign graveyard.
That's in a different spot. But no, that spot where they're building the club.
Oh, building the club. I thought you meant like when they were, because there's that scene where they're walking around the sign.
It's right there.
Graveyard.
It was right there next to the Mirage and the Caesar's Palace. All that is either I think there's quite a few different hotels.
I'm such a nerd. I know that sign graveyard from another Matthew Perry project, which was Fallout New Vegas. You visit that.
That's in a lot of movies. All right, so let's see if we're right here.
Oh well, let me guess box real quick.
Oh,
I'm
still going 10-10.
I think it probably did like I would say 8 million budget and maybe 12 box office.
Okay, Mrs. R2's throwing out some numbers.
Oh, much more optimistic than us.
Yeah, even though it was a Matthew Perry movie, I just don't think a lot of people went and saw this in the movie theater. I think this was after the fact type of movie.
Yeah, if anything, it would have been a flash in the pan where like the first weekend did good and then it dropped off.
I almost thought you were going to say flash in the pants.
Well, that too. Salma Hayek's in it.
Beard's like, I am so happy that we told him to watch this movie.
Look, I have to offset all the comments people are making when I advertise this stream as a bunch of dudes watching rom-coms in February.
This is a movie where I go like, I feel like it made more of its money in home video than it did box office.
Right.
Yeah.
So, well, let's see what it was. 20 million budget, 96. And then it did 42 million and 97. Wow, Mrs. R2 was close.
Where did that budget go to?
I think a lot of it went to the soundtrack. I'm not kidding. Those Elvis songs.
All right, I guess I underestimated that.
Wow. Huh? I mean, you might be right with the Elvis songs. You might be.
I mean,
right
it is like 90% Elvis music.
They also filmed this in like 10 different places, like New York.
Yeah,
they did actually film there. They filmed in Mexico. They actually filmed in Las Vegas, and for some reason
they filmed travel. Yeah,
some reason they filmed in Oregon. Don't know why, but they did.
Yeah, I do want to mention in our next episode, I should be able to actually have 2024 numbers.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
But I was gonna say, when you look at like for like the box office for what it would be today, it's like, oh well, it's not that bad. But
I mean, when you kind of look at it, if you go with the kind of standard where it's like 2.5 to 3 times the budget in order to kind of break even
Lord
once
of
you
the
factor
Rings.
in
well,
like
when
marketing.
we get to what's in theaters, you'll see why this did what it did.
In 97?
Yeah. This
Star
was
Wars.
unfortunately a victim of the competition.
Star Wars. It had to be Star Wars. Or Matrix. Okay. Look at this. Nicole's.
I am so excited about Star Wars.
All right. What else we got? That's pretty cool that it made some money though.
Yep. Well, here we've got the cast, and it was pretty good cast in the film, I felt like. Now, one thing I did not realize until watching this, that Matthew Perry's dad in the film is his dad in real life.
Really?
Yeah. Look.
Oh, really?
The white people are burning.
Are melting. Yeah, that is his dad. Which,
I didn't know that.
You know, even more so because I'm like, God, I'm like, that guy looks a lot, like him. And yeah, I was like, that was pretty cool. The fact that, they got to play father and son. I didn't even know his dad was an actor, but apparently he was.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm looking at his stuff. Nothing real big, but I mean, he got work.
Oh, Kathy. Had a crush on him since the 3rd grade. Poor Kathy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Poor Kathy.
She had like that mound of hair though. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a lot of hairspray going on with Kathy. That's all I got.
She had the 90s look. Could, when you watch this movie, you do get a feel of the 90s. No cell phones. They're just right out of the 80s. They're like just coming into the 2000s, and they're just, you can tell that, the world is about ready to change because like there is some electronical things, but it's just right before the world of technology just goes full throttle. But
and every suit jacket that Matthew Perry wears is just a little too long.
Yeah, that was the way you're supposed to wear it. Everything he wore
big.
in the 90s was a little too big.
Yeah.
So.
I also want to comment on like all of her aunts and like him like getting the aunt wrong that made the
when he's screaming.
Like, just because like that's something I'm not gonna lie, like that sometimes happens, and this is R2's side of the
You just
family.
yell at people?
Yeah, I do. I just yell at them. No. She'll tell me about like a family member, and I'll get it confused with somebody else, and she's like, "It's that one over there." I'm like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah, she's just.
That's what she usually just yells at me.
It's really awkward when there's a big family get together in like a public restaurant and she's yelling it across the table. Yeah.
Gets up on a chair.
Yeah, I've been at friends' houses where their families like that, where it's just what chaos. So I'm sure people in the chat might have some families like that too.
And who can't forget though, Andrew Hill Newman, Assorted Cheeses. That's who he played.
Oh man, but you're right. The scene where he's like yelling in the ear, and he's like,
yeah,
and she's like in Spanish. She's like, "Why is he yelling at me?" And they're like, "Oh, she thinks you're the other aunt. He thinks you're the other aunt."
Yeah. And then she's like, "Eh."
At least they have a sense of humor, that family.
Yeah.
The dad was a little rough. The dad, I can see why he was upset, because in that world, in that community, in that familyhood, he was expecting. He probably didn't care that Matthew Perry was white. He just cared that maybe Matthew would have gone the more traditional route, like, "Hey, I really like your daughter. I want to marry her," and he would be able to get to know him as a man, and then make it be like, "Yeah, sure, have at it." And then he wanted to walk her down the aisle. He wanted to do all those great things.
Of course.
And spoiler, that actually ends up happening. But it's that really means a lot to some fathers out there. So
well, yeah, to me, I go that that has to mean something, I think, to every father.
Do you think Eddie Power still does Elvis?
I don't. Well, I didn't get to check to see if he's still alive, but yeah, he was. That is a real Las Vegas impersonator that they got to give away. Selma
Real
Hayek.
impersonator that got to maybe nearly kiss Salma Hayek, dude. Good
Yeah.
job.
I was gonna say the guy who plays the boss. That guy was such an uber dick, especially too. And he's like, all right, we're gonna start it here, and he's like, well,
Oh, Chris Bauer? Yeah, he's always that way.
no. Is it Stanley DeSantis?
Oh, no.
Where he's like the baby's, the baby's
Oh, that
new,
guy.
and
Oh,
he's
okay.
like, is there a problem? I'm like, I don't know, I'm like how he didn't step in and be like, yeah, the
Yeah,
birth of my child.
I mean, different world, man.
I know.
There's just people like that.
I know.
And then you got the lady from Men in Black, the redhead.
Siobhan Fallon.
Yeah, she's always fun. Always liked her. She was great.
Yeah, I can't really say that she's got, or at least maybe she does have great range as an actress, but she knows her niche. She plays into it, and I love it.
Well, it's great too, like when they bump into Kathy Stewart, because she's like, she's like freaking out that like they're married, and then she's like, and they're having a baby.
Yeah, I know. And the way she says it is just so.
Oh yeah.
You
Because
just
she
get
knows
that pot and you stir it.
Yeah, she already knows if she says that woman's gonna go ape shit. So, but yeah,
She looks like she's ready to pull her hair out. They both were on Seinfeld. They had bit parts. Siobhan Fallon was Elaine's roommate early on, and then dated Kramer.
yeah, but yeah, like I said though, Men in Black though, she was the wife of the bug dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was wearing an
The wife of Edgar.
Yeah.
Edgar third. He wanted sugar water.
She's great. All right. So I mean, good. Not a big cast, but good people.
No.
Good group.
And then his mom, I thought was really sweet though, because like even though early on when they met her, they were kind of snobby, like you could tell like she really liked Isabel. And
yeah,
was
I like how
very
she
happy.
was slamming the beer when she found out that that was his wife and not the.
I know. But like once that moment passed, the shock had passed. Like she truly was like rooting for them.
I think she was.
I great.
I think she was more sad because the way she acted.
Yeah.
And then the actual like, oh, you're married. Yeah, long day at work, huh? Okay, cool. Hey, you know what? We've got something special for you. Just so you feel better about your day. There you go, buddy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, his mom definitely starts out kind of like a Lucille Bluth from Arrested Development sort of person.
Yeah.
But then you almost kind of get the idea that like she almost kind of like has this kind of romantic regret of like where her life ended up, where maybe she kind of didn't follow something at some point. You get kind of that split between his two parents for a little while there. But maybe I'm reading.
Yeah, I always thought it was funny when they got sunburned.
Oh yeah.
No, you're right though. They probably.
They're like
I think both moms did.
Yeah.
I think they had
did.
that connection that way. Yeah. Yeah. Evening, lads. Just wanted to pop in and say hi.
Hey,
Aaron, hello,
Hey,
buddy.
what's up, dude?
Yep.
But
bye, buddy.
yeah, I think both moms thought it was very sweet what was going on. The dads were just dads.
Yeah. You've got one that's like he's sort of trying to protect his daughter. The other one's definitely more negatively judgmental, but they kind of are judging each other, obviously. And the moms are just kind of.
But the in-laws end up getting along. It all ends up working out, which is great.
Yeah.
And that's what you want in a rom-com, right? You don't want a sad rom-com. You want a happy ending rom-com. You want all the craziness. You want the rush of falling in love in that movie. You want the comedic craziness that happens in between. But then you want them to like ride off into the sunset together. And that's really kind of what happens here. So
yeah,
just like Groundhog Day, right? So
Yeah, although I'm going to go ahead and throw this out. I'm just going to get this out of the way right now.
Uh-oh.
The two main characters in this movie definitely had a lot more instances of just infuriating me with their decisions than Groundhog Day did. I just wanted to reach out and smack both of them at some points. Now, I know that's kind of a rom-com trope where it's a kind of
I don't have an angry clip.
It's like taking these, like, because I've
This
known people who've done
this was Beard after Full Rush.
Rise and shine. And don't forget your booties, because it's cold out there today.
Look,
well, I need to get that Steve Carell clip of him going, loud noises.
Look, I've known a dude who put his career so far ahead of his family that they split up, started cheating on each other, got back together, had another kid, then cheated on each other, and then split up again. I know people out there exist like that. This is not, they're not just this caricature of humanity. People like this exist, but I also want to smack people who exist like this in real life in the face. So there are moments in here.
You're out. Doyle rule.
Look, there are just moments. I'll end this real quick. I was infuriated by both of them. And still by the end, I'm going, oh, no, I hate them. No, but no, I'm really mad at them. They're stupid.
Stay calm.
So anyway, I just had to get that out of the way.
I mean, the movie it's called Fool. I mean, that's kind of the whole thing, right?
That's the premise of the movie.
Look, I get it. I don't
where
watch.
The hell they're from, and
I don't watch rom-coms because they kind of make me angry.
you lost them.
I had to sneeze. I'm sorry. I didn't want to sneeze on camera.
Look, this is also coming from the single dude who's jaded about all this stuff. So take that with a giant grain of salt.
I'm not sure if you have or not, but yes, they do have a one-night stand. You can say what that is. That's a mistake. That's crazy, right? And then they get knocked up, and then they get married, and then they learn all these things about each other. Like who's where, we're going where, we're moving where. They have all these initial like couple fights. Like when you usually, like he says it in the movie, you date for 2 to 3 years, right? You work out all the kinks, and then you find out maybe I do want to spend the rest of my life with this person. And then you find out that you really don't like each other 2 years later, and then you divorce, and then it just kind of goes in a cycle. He was explaining kind of like, unfortunately, 50% of America, right? He was explaining that, and that's why he doesn't like to date. And he thought it was so great that he found this person that he was in love with day one, and it all kind of happened. And he's like, I got it out of the way, but it happened at the tail end, and he ended up still doing what he kind of said he was going to happen. But it all ends well. But
yeah. It's just,
right.
I mean, overall, I don't really have a problem with it. It's that the core kind of, obviously it's part of the story, I understand, of the conflict where he's put the job over her and they're not talking and they're not communicating. And that is something that people actually have to deal with in real life. I understand that. It's just, it's real life or not, it makes me angry. I'm just like, you say you love this woman, you better,
Better what? What's up?
You better just stop what you're doing.
Drop the hammer, Kevin.
You're pulling up new clips because I'm so angry. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Just
you don't sound like a.
That's really good.
I have never seen this man rage.
I wanted to punch Matthew Perry in the face.
Clenching my butthole in fear all week.
Okay, let me rephrase that. The character he played, not the late great. So let's move on. I just had to get that out of my system because I understand why people love this. I'm not hating the film, and I understand. It's just that I'm not a rom-com guy, and in a lot of them, this sort of trope of just not communicating grinds my gears to the point
to let you know that happens a lot.
No, I get it. I get it.
Relationships, and it
I
does.
get. I don't like it in real
And a lot of
relationships
things
either.
go wrong because you don't. And
Yeah.
there's been plenty of times where I'm like, oh, maybe I should have spoke up
You know
sooner.
who I hear is really good at communicating? Gorillas.
Oh yeah, they talk with their hands. This makes me happy. We lost him. All right. Well, yeah, there you go. So there's the end of the show, the movie. They actually do end up remarrying because they actually do kind of get a mini divorce, a quick divorce, right? I think they're more like separated than really divorced, but
well, they do actually get, because she files for a divorce. He only has certain, like 6 days to contest, and he chases, like, goes down to Central Mexico, tracks her down. Brian,
you're hurting Ryan's feelings.
He goes down to Mexico. Look, this part is sweet. He goes all the way down to track her down after kind of just saying F it and moving on with his life. He says, no, I'm gonna make this work. Goes all the way down to Central Mexico, meets her great grandmother, doesn't understand what she's saying. Yeah, he rides a donkey. That's why he stays. And then goes all the way back to Vegas to catch back up with her because she's going back there to have the baby. Meets her on the Hoover Dam at the state line where she tosses a coin over all the time, stands out in the rain waiting for her. All right, we're hitting a bunch of the tropes there. I get it. I don't really care. Yeah, it's...
There's no way she would stand on that bridge, right, that dam during 1997 on the road to Vegas. That thing was blacked up.
Oh, yeah.
Backed up all the way from Vegas to Arizona 24/7. There's no way she would have done that, but hey, whatever.
But I mean, I like it. You know, he goes all out to make it work, and then you get that great line whenever he realizes that she's still pregnant. He's like, "What's with your stomach?"
Yeah. Well, she gets really mad at him because he does decide to choose his career over the baby when he promised her he wouldn't, and she basically says she lost it. She lies to him. And that hurt him too, because he really cared. He honestly cared about the kid. He probably wanted to.
I mean, because she thinks that he's only there for the child. And so she lies that says the child's not there anymore to give him the freedom to go about what he wants to do, because she's afraid that if he stays with her, she's going to kind of ruin his dream.
Right. And that happens a lot in real life. It does.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I'm glad you somewhat enjoyed the movie, Beard.
Yeah. Look, I get it. There were points where I wanted to smack people, but I didn't hate it.
All right.
I was going to say, I was trying to find a bigger picture of the house. One from when they paint the outside, he pulls up and he's like, what is going on? And then when he goes inside, you can see it right there in the middle to the left. You know, it looks like a Taco Bell from mid-1990s.
So, okay, no joke. After this is a weird path. Just stick with me. After my grandparents passed away, their neighbors across the street who had been good family friends and helped take care of them for many, many years, my mom offered the house to their daughter to buy. Hispanic family, big family. And they fixed it up and painted it. My mother went back and visited, and the interior did not look too different from that.
That's cool.
See, when my grandparents had it, it was very plain and kind of white and beige and such, and they moved in and they painted colors everywhere. So when I saw that, I laughed.
You know, part of me goes, oh, like, as crazy as that is, I'm like, I don't know, maybe it might make you feel better being somewhere like so upbeat and colorful.
Yeah, like it was one of those, like, genuinely, like, it hit me kind of like in the heart a little bit. It's like, yeah, that's the description that Mom has told me about. Yeah.
Well, when they're in the desert too, he's like, we're not going to the desert where you die, right?
Yeah, because
no one's here dying.
All right, so what else was in the movie theaters? Let's see.
Shut your drums and stop kicking the seats! We're trying to watch the movie!
What are you doing?
I thought you were going to change to it, and then it didn't.
Hey, folks. We're professional here. By we're, I mean they are. I'm just the kind of guy that tags along. Don't blame me.
You just hate everything.
I do. I try to be positive.
So I was right about Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, Star Wars.
The special edition came out.
Edition had come out and had killed it. There was something else too. I remember reading about. I think that came out the following week. I can't remember what it was that pretty much kind of killed its traction. What's funny is I remember seeing Vegas Vacation in theater, and I didn't realize that this came out at the same time. Another Vegas film.
Well, Beard probably would have gotten. Beard probably went and saw That Darn Cat.
I don't remember anything about that movie except people yelling, "That darn cat." I don't know. I couldn't tell you anything else about it.
Well, there was Dante's Peak. That was a week before. That was a good movie. Space Jam. Look at that, way down the bottom there.
Yep.
But yeah, Star Wars. Because they were just about ready to release the prequels, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, so those were two. What was it? Episode 1 was 2 years away, 2.5 years away.
They were ramping you up.
2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember going to see those the anniversary releases in theaters.
Yeah. I remember watching all those at midnight too. That was a lot of fun. But
so I'm trying to see if maybe you'll see. I'm trying to see what other movies came out in February. There was Donnie Brasco.
Was the next week?
No, I'm just listing off maybe some big movies that might have come out in February. Not a lot of good stuff. But anyways, well, I'm sure we'll find one movie, and then we'll see it. But it looks like Donnie Brasco might have been in the movie.
I think that was because that was a pretty big film when that came out.
There was also Booty Call. I don't know. So maybe that was it.
Booty Call defeated Fools Rush In.
I mean, just in general, with it, if you didn't have an absolute powerhouse of a like summer type blockbuster releasing in February, going up against a re-release of A New Hope, you didn't have a chance.
There was no hope.
No hope.
I mean, Dante's Peak almost beat it. Almost.
Yeah.
So that was like the second volcano movie in 1997.
Because the other one was Volcano,
the good old
right?
days.
Yeah, in
competing disaster films.
That's what we should do. We should do disaster films that were made twice. So we'll do one show with Volcano and Dante's Peak. Another show.
The other one was Armageddon and
Deep Impact.
Deep Impact. That's right.
We'll find more.
There's other ones out there.
Oh yeah.
Snakes and more
Ants
snakes.
in a Bug's Life.
I like that one. That's a good. Oh, here's your facts. Okay, we'll go ahead and play the clips of the facts. Look, I'm still thinking we're in Groundhog's Day, by the way.
That's the fact, Jack! That's the fact, Jack!
So, fun facts.
Yeah, got quite a few here.
Wait. By the way, Beard did a great job on Groundhog's Day with the fun facts, by the way. He did fantastic.
I floundered only a little. Let's not go as far as to say fantastic.
Are you saying he's taking my job? Because if he is, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. God dang it.
Unless he goes mad again. He wasn't.
He might read these and then just go Hulk smash. So,
by the way, he wasn't this mad during Groundhog Day.
Maybe I should stick to reading these ones for tonight.
Which Beard, they fell in love in literally 22 hours. Like she fell in love with him in 22 hours. He fell in love with her after 10 years. So,
woosah.
That's a little more ridiculous than this movie.
Yeah, he had 10 years to knock her up. He did it in 22 hours here.
Beard, like, come on. This was kind of more reality than Groundhog Day. I would have been more mad about that one. By the way, everyone, Beard said there will be early spring.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Don't let my beard distract you from the facts.
Try
to focus. Try to focus.
Very distracted at the moment now after that one. Okay, I'm gonna read these. Let me just cover up Beard so I don't have to look at him.
Put a post-it note.
Yeah. Matthew Perry credits a jet ski accident on the set of this film, fueling his addiction to prescription drugs. We all kind of commented on how skinny he was, and I remember when that happened too. When it came out, yeah, he got hooked on painkillers. So I think that's why he's so thin in this film. Jennifer Lopez was offered the role of Isabel Fuentes, but turned it down in favor of Anaconda, which I think that was a good thing. I don't think she would have had the same chemistry.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. Before filming, there was no Arizona-Nevada border painted on the highway that spans the Hoover Dam. When it was added for the movie, local officials decided to keep it intact after filming of the movie. And as of September 2005, the border painted in the street is no longer there.
It isn't. It's gone.
Yeah.
Actually, they don't actually allow a lot of traffic on there anymore because there was so much on that dam. It was actually causing structural issues.
And everybody was like, "Damn!"
And they built just the security issues. The security issues of having unregulated traffic going across there. I would imagine that they would.
You weren't moving much, but they built like a giant bridge that goes across the canyon instead. So now it looks ugly, but whatever.
The role of Alex's father, Matthew Perry, is played by his real dad, John Bennett Perry. John Bennett Perry also played the father of Rachel's boyfriend, Joshua, on Friends. And John and Matthew would play, again, father and son on an episode of Scrubs.
Oh. I don't remember that one.
I don't remember any of that either, but I thought that was nice, you know. That's got to be a fun thing to act together, father and son.
Yeah.
Carlos Gomez, who played Chewie, and Selma Hayek were both in Desperado. He gets blown up at the end by the guy with the rocket launcher guitar case.
Spoilers.
I'm just saying, that's pretty awesome. Carlos is also in a 1997 episode of Friends. The one with all the jealousy, he plays Julio, the poet diner waiter who dates Monica. I want to say that's like when she worked at the like the 50s shop and she had to wear like the giant fake boobs and be on skates.
Yeah. I don't remember that much of that show, but I might have to rewatch it.
Yeah. And Benacourt, who plays Isabel's mother, is in the Friends season 4 episode in which Monica picks up Emily's wedding dress, and Anne plays the sales lady in the dress shop.
Okay.
This movie was shot on the filming break between the second and third season of Friends. The movie was released to theaters during the third season of Friends the week that the 15th episode aired, the one where Ross and Rachel take a break. For Alex's birthday, Isabel has his mother help her out with a gift from his favorite hot dog place in NYC, Gray's Papaya, which is a real restaurant in NYC. Also was seen in episodes of Seinfeld. And it's located at 2090 Broadway, 72nd Street in Uptown NYC. It's still open there today.
I just looked at their menu online. Frank with ketchup, mustard, sauerkraut, onions, and relish is $2.95.
Yeah, I've never been there, but I have heard of it. I heard like the other big thing is like they have like papaya juice. That's like their big kind of thing to get with the hot dog.
Oh yeah, coconut, banana, pina colada, papaya.
Hey, you're making me hungry.
Yeah, me too. Stop that. And this was Matthew Perry's favorite of all the movies in which he starred, probably because Selma Hayek insisted they spoon in bed.
She's very romantic.
Yes.
I would say that, yeah, maybe that's a true fact, but he seemed like he legitimately had fun during this movie.
He did. And again, I think just they had good chemistry. I have to imagine, the person that you're predominantly working with, right? You have a fun time with them. It's going to make work fun. I really like this photo because I swear that's the same look Mrs. R2 gave me when I was like, hey, I'm going to be a YouTuber.
They still give us this look. Like Jen, my wife's like, how many shows are you doing this week? Like 80? No. That's Beard.
You're like, yeah, that's how many Beards does.
Yeah, see, I don't have anybody to give me that look to tell me to stop.
You have someone looking at you, by the way. You just don't know it.
Ryan, stop looking at me.
Just overall fun movie. If you're looking for a fun romantic movie for Valentine's Day, I would say this one was up there with even Groundhog's Day, but this one is by far probably like one I would watch over its Groundhog's Day. So we have two others, but we don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet. But we're saving the surprises. So
I can't say I would watch this one over Groundhog Day, but that's probably because Groundhog Day has more comedy, and I tend to lean more comedy than the rom.
Well, this movie pissed you off.
No, only certain sections. Only right there where like he goes to New York and decides that he doesn't really care about all the promises that he made. That's when I started wanting to smack people. They came around at the end, and I liked them again. So yeah, if that's probably the intention of the film, and if so, they got me. It's fine.
Beard was
Raging Beard is quite the scene. That's all I gotta say.
Emotional roller coaster on this movie.
I'm gonna start pulling my hair out.
What do you think, R2? Like, what do you?
I do. This is an enjoyable film. I hadn't seen it in a while, so it was nice to watch this again. And it's not the greatest rom-com, but it's definitely something fun to watch every now and then. If you haven't seen it, I think it's definitely worth it, especially if you're a fan of Matthew Perry and you like Selma Hayek. They're very cute in this film together.
Yeah, I will just say that if you hear rom-com and you think only romantic comedy, this definitely has a lot more drama in it than what my brain thinks romantic comedy is. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Look, my opinion aside, I understand why people wouldn't enjoy this film, and I don't hate it. I enjoyed most of it, except for the one is wanting to smack them part.
Like you're trying not to get mad, but you keep getting mad.
I'm trying not to be negative. I'm trying to be positive. It's just so hard.
Well,
he's so mad he's gonna start speaking in Spanish.
I know.
Well, if I could, I would.
It'll sound a lot prettier,
That's right. That's right.
Well, I was gonna say as we wrap it up. What do you guys have going on for the rest of the week? Beard, I know normally you're in about 18 different streams.
I usually have my calendar up so I can say names of things. Tomorrow at, 7 p.m. Central, I'll be on Jacob Ironside's stream for Drums Along the Mohawk, which I'll be watching a little bit later tonight. He's always got some really interesting older films that I have absolutely never seen or heard of, and they're pretty much always really great. And then on
Unlike
Thursday,
this show, where we make him watch movies he hates.
Look, usually I'm really on board.
Maybe if this film was in black and white, he would have liked it a little bit better.
I don't know.
This is a remake. There is an original Fools Rush In.
All right, maybe I should watch that one.
There's a classic Fools Rush In.
Thursday, I'll be on with Roman of the Empire also at 7 p.m. Central for our favorite 80s bands, which I think I'm probably in over my head because I think my selections could be a bit more plebeian than most of the other folks on there, but it should be a good time. It's a little bit different than what the streams that he normally does. But yeah.
Rogue, what do you want to find your house?
Yeah. Rogue, I'm more of a Tolkien dwarf than a hobbit. Please.
Yeah, he's the tallest dwarf.
I am.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to see.
5'6".
I'm still waiting for Roman to see the latest meme I've made of him.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
what about you? Who do you got coming on your channel?
Well, last week, unfortunately, my guest had to cancel at the last minute, so I did not have a show. I actually streamed Uncharted, the video game, and this week I had nothing scheduled because it is Valentine's Day on my normal day when I go live streaming, so not doing that. So just taking the week off. If I do anything, you might see me play Uncharted again, either on Sunday or even Saturday night. So
wait, I think you should stick a camera on the wife, and it should be on you as you guys go on your Valentine's date, and that's how you should stream.
No.
I was thinking just turn the camera on an empty chair with a sign taped to it that says, "Why are you here? It's Valentine's Day. Go away."
I'll probably get more views doing that than I ever did.
Yeah.
But no, nothing really going on this week. So yeah, just taking a little break. But the week following that, yes, I will have some guests on. So that should be fun. So, and then we're reviewing another rom-com on Monday, but we're not going to tell you what. We're going to keep
because we can't remember it.
No, I remember them.
Oh, okay. Well, and then I'm trying to think. Oh no, was it this past Saturday we had Weekend Harder, or was it last Saturday?
Yes.
I can't remember. It's been a long weekend.
Yeah, last Saturday we had the theme park special.
That's
so
right.
If people haven't seen that, they can go back and watch it. That was a really good chat.
Yeah.
I didn't contribute much. I kind of absorbed it all because these guys are full of a lot of knowledge that I don't have. It was a really good talk.
That was fun. That was a good show. So if you haven't watched that, go rewatch it. We had a great time talking about the Epic Universe, the new theme park in Orlando. So.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Well, with that, we will say goodnight to you all. Thanks for watching us, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Later.
I can't find the outro. It's here.
Don't play the long one.
Truck to refrigerators to dumpster, 360 spin onto the palace, backflip gainer into the trash.
This is it. Man, big just relax and have fun. Just gonna have fun with it.
Talking away. I don't know what to say. I'll say it anyway.
I'm lucky.
Today's another day.